What is up, you guys? Hasma coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new ban list slash updated hero version of my deck. Now this is a 40 card deck with a 15 card extra deck, and I basically just want to talk about each card and why I play each card. Basically just giving you guys the rundowns of the deck. Now this isn't the best hero deck profile. It's just the one I'm choosing to play. Now, if you feel that there are any cards you need to change, please leave that in the comment section below after you watch the deck profile. And if you have any advice as a hero player, please leave that. I'd love to read it. But for right now, we're just going to talk about the 40 cards in the main deck and the 15 cards in the side deck and the 15 cards in the extra deck, basically going into what each one of them does if you're new to the deck or if you're thinking about playing it, because with the release of Stratos, this deck does have a lot of hype surrounding it. So I'm just hoping that if you're not a very experienced player, or if you're an experienced player, offering my own insight on the deck and how to play it. So let's get into it. Solid Soldier's releasing the Megatons was such a good thing because he just helps push heroes to like new heights. Basically, he's a searchable Goblin Bird, and his effect is once per turn you can special summon a level 4 or lower hero monster from your hand when he's normal summon. He also has a second effect of if he's sent to the graveyard by a spell effect or a card effect, you can special summon one hero from your graveyard. Most of the time you're going to be summoning Shadow Mist, but off his first effect, you're going to probably be going into Vision Hero Vion. And the reason these two guys just pair so well together is Vision Hero Vion's effect is he's a Foolish Burial for any hero. So he allows you to send any hero from your deck to the graveyard. And he also has a second effect, which allows you to banish a hero to add a polymerization to your hand. So you can see the utility that goes on here. Solid Soldier will allow you to special summon Vion, and Vion can send you any hero you would like to the graveyard. Most of the time you'll be sending Malicious to be able to link climb, or if you already if you would like to search another hero, you could just send Shadow Mist, and then Shadow Mist's effect will activate to add you any hero when she's sent to the graveyard. But speaking about Shadow Mist, we play two elemental heroes Shadow Mist. Her first effect is when she's special summoned, she allows you to add any change quick play spell from your deck to your hand. And her second effect is when she's sent to the graveyard, she allows you to add any hero monster to your hand. Now the only thing about Shadow Mist is that each one of her effects are once per turn, meaning that you could only activate one of those effects per turn. Now the only reason I don't max out on elemental hero Shadow Mist is reason being that you can search her with emergency call, and most of the time you do want to save Solid Soldier's effect to some special summon Vion to gain his effect. You have multiple ways of summoning Shadow Mist, ways I'll explain later, but we most of the time just play two. And now that I'm finally happy to introduce Elemental Hero Stratos into the TCG, welcome back my friend. And he has two effects that aren't once per turn, and they're actually really crazy. The first effect is he'll allow you to search any hero monster to your hand. Basically, he'll allow you to grab any hero. Second effect is when he hits the field, if he's normal or special summon, you can pop back row, you can pop spell or traps depending on the number of heroes you have, not counting himself. So let's say you summon Solid Soldier and you special summon Stratos. Well, you'll be able to either search one hero or you'll be able to pop one back row because you control one hero that isn't named Stratos. So basically that's his effect. Most of the time you don't really go into him, you kind of just search into him off of the Shadow Mist, but I find myself really happy to have him. That's pretty much it. Next we play one elemental hero Bowman, because back row decks are really present right now, and with like Surge and Sky Strikers, you know, being able to go into Absolute Zero or go into Acid to blow that back row is just really cool. And I just feel Bubbleman has a place in any hero deck just because of how powerful his fusions are, his Mass Hero and Absolute Zero, and how powerful Acid are. So I always find myself running him at 1. Finally, I do play one elemental hero, Honest Neos, and that pretty much wraps it up for all the elemental heroes. Let's get into some of the extras. So to send from Vion, we do play 3 Destiny Hero Malicious, and Malicious' effect is really simple. You can banish Malicious from the graveyard to special summon a Malicious from your deck, and this isn't once per turn, so you can pretty much, if you use Vion to send one Malicious, you can banish one Malicious to special this Malicious. You can link away with this Malicious to special summon this Malicious, and that's pretty much Malicious's role in the hero deck if you do opt to play him. He just helps you link climb, and that's basically all he really does. He's also a dark target, so if you do manage to special summon him, you could mass change him into a Dark Claw or into Anki, which does pop up more than you may think. Next, we do play one BLS because we do play Isold, and searching this guy off of Isold is just so crucial because Isold being a light and pretty much all the heroes being darks, you're going to be able to special summon this guy next turn, which is really good because BLS is just such a strong boss monster, a searchable boss monster for the deck that really like helps you push for game, because heroes generally don't do damage. So next we do play one attack gainer. Reason being, you can special summon him from Isold and make Naturia Beast using him, Solid Man, or instant fusion with Carbonala Warrior to make Naturia Beast, because Naturia Beast just completely says no to spells, and it just spells being very heavy with Trick Stars and Sky Strikers. It's just a really good way to blow out if you do manage to go first and bring out a Naturia Beast. So having a way to bring Naturia Beast out with a hero deck is just really good. So I do opt to play that one attack gainer. Next, I do play only 3 hand traps, and those 3 hand traps are Effect Veiler. Now I do have Ash Blossoms, but I find myself really just being comfortable using Effect Veiler, because again, it isn't once per turn, but you can opt to play whatever hand traps you want. These can be Ashes, these can be Ogres, these can be whatever you have. I just really do enjoy playing Effect Veiler. And that pretty much wraps it up for the monster count. Let's get into the spells. For the spells, we play 1 Reinforcement of the Army. It just adds any level 4 lower warrior. I am unfortunately only playing 1 A Hero Lives because it is at 1. And if you don't know what A Hero Lives does, is if you control no monsters, you can pay half your life points and special summon 1 elemental hero monster from your deck. Most of the times I do find myself going into Stratos when I do randomly draw this 1 card, because special summoning that Stratos will allow you to get that Vion, and Vion will allow you to get your plays going. So this is just really good card, unless you do want to go into like a different route. So you can go Shadow Mist to get that mass change the next turn, set it, and then make Dark Law, and then Shadow Mist's effect to get you another hero. Then we played 3 Emergency Call, and this basically lets you add any elemental hero monster from your deck to your hand. It doesn't have a level restriction, so you could even add Honest Neos. You can add any hero you want as long as it has the elemental hero name in it. So after Emergency Call, we do play 3 Mass Change, and Mass Change is basically polymerization for heroes. It just changes any hero into a mass hero. Not much explaining needed to do there. Again, it isn't once per turn, so you can Mass Change into a Dark Law attack, then Mass Change into an Enki, or you can Mass Change from Dark Law to Dark Law, just to prevent any targeting or destruction effects like that. So we only do play 3 Mass Change. I don't really like to play Mass Change 2 because I don't really like to discard those cards, but Mass Change at 3 is just really good. Next, we do play 2 Instant Fusion, because the point of the deck is you really want to go into Isold to get your plays going. So having cards like Carbonala Warrior in the extra deck that basically count as monsters that can either make Naturia Beast or could either help you make Isold is just really good at the cost of 1,000 life points. Then we play 1 Polymerization, because it's searchable using Vision Hero Vion's effect by banishing a hero. Then we play 1 Foolish Barrel Good, because Foolish Barrel Good kind of counts as another searcher in the deck, and what I mean by that is if you don't have a way to put Malicious into the graveyard and you want to link climb, you can use this, or you can use Foolish Barrel Goods to send your elemental hero Shadow Mist, which will allow you to get any hero. Most of the time you're going to be going into Vion, searching Vion to get your plays going, but this pretty much serves as your 4th emergency call if you send Shadow Mist. So since we do play Isold, I do opt to play 5 equipped spells. I found 5 is just the perfect number. I never really find myself drawing more than 1, and if I do, it isn't really that bad, because these 5 equipped spells are pretty good. We play Moon Mirror Shield, Fossil Dig, Different Dimension Reincarnation, Noble Arms Clarinet, and Phoenix Blade. Now pretty much this is just for battle, because it raises each monster's attack by 100. Fossil Dig is a monster reborn in case you ever do need it. DDR is a monster reborn from the banished zone, so you can special summon any banished monster. So that's pretty good. Now we do play Noble Arms Clarinet, and at the cost of 500 life points, you could attack with a warrior directly. So you could equip this to Dark Law, pay 500 life points, and attack directly. So this isn't really too bad a card of a draw, really too bad of a card if you draw it. Then we play 1 Divide Sword Phoenix Blade. So these are the 5 equipped spells I choose to play for Isold. Please play any ones you want, but I do find myself using these if I just so happen to draw them. Living Fossil just happens to be my personal favorite of all of them. Then we play 2 Call by the Graves, because you don't really want your plays being stopped, and 2 Phantom Knight of Shane Brigandine. And the reason behind the Phantom Knight of Shane Brigandine is basically because you can just set it and then flip it, and then it basically special summons itself in defense position, and it is a warrior for Isold. So it just makes spitting out Isold like relatively easy. So that pretty much wraps it up for the 40 card main deck. Let's talk a little bit about the extra deck. The deck, we do play 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, 1 Exciton Knight, 1 Baguska. He pretty much substitutes the role of Utopia Lightning without the cost of having Utopia and Utopia Lightning, because he gains half of an opponent's monster attack and pretty much will always be doing 2500 damage. Yugioh Exciton Knight just pretty much punishes your opponent for like having too many cards, so that's really good, and it is during your opponent's battle phase, so you can just special summon this. Your opponent goes into battle phase. If he controls more cards in his hand and on the field, you can pretty much just blow everything on the board except himself. Bagusu is pretty much just for stalling. You put him in defense position, now everything is negated and gets shifted to defense position. For the fusions, we do play one Carbonella War for Naturia Beast or for Isold, one Vision Hero Trinity, because all he really takes is 3 hero monsters, and he becomes 5000 attack when he's summoned, and if you Honest Neos him, he can pretty much become 7500 attack, and he could attack 3 times. It's just always such a good card to have. Next we play one Vision Hero Adoration, and what he basically does, you can target one hero monster and one monster your opponent controls, and that your opponent's monster is deducted by your hero's attack. So basically, if I have a Shadow Mist and him on field, I can target my opponent's Blue Eyes for say, and my Shadow Mist, and now that Blue Eyes loses 1000 attack. Now we do play one Mass Hero Dien, one Mass Hero Enki, one Mass Hero Acid for back row, one Absolute Zero, because he's just absolutely amazing when he leaves the field. If you happen to mass change him into Acid, he will blow all your opponent's monsters, and then a special summon of Acid will blow all your opponent's back row. We do play 2 Dark Law. I never really find myself needing more than 2. So then finally we play one Naturia Beast, one Summon Sorceress, and one Isold. And basically they're rolling to the deck. Isold is just there to get your plays going. She's really easy to make. All she really need is one Vision Hero Violence, sending Malicious, banishing Malicious to special summon, and then boom, you have your Isold. Summon Sorceress just really allows you to continue your plays, and most of your deck being warriors, you'll be able to special summon basically any hero you want, any warrior monster in your deck, as long as she points to it. And finally Naturia Beast, because it's really easy to make with Attack Gainer, Carbonella Warrior, and Solid Man. You just have so many ways to bring out Naturia Beast relatively easy, and it just completely kills a lot of decks that do play spells. And that pretty much wraps it up for the 15 card extra deck. Let's get into some final thoughts. So let me know what you guys think of the deck profile in the comment sections below. Let me know if there are any recommendations you guys have as hero players. I really enjoy reading those comments. Think about joining the Tier 0 family by hitting that subscribe button, because I will have a combo video using this deck and showcasing some of the combos you can do and what I'm talking about when I say that this deck really easily makes the Naturia Beast. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. My name is Hezma. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'm out.